All right. Good morning. Welcome to YPC Young People's Chat. Something we've done that we're doing is a little different than what we normally do today, this morning. We definitely have been graced with the presence of Kina Evans, who Kina is the CEO of a new thing you'll be seeing. I've been seeing it on Facebook. It is called Bully Talks. And so she is joining us this morning. Elder Eric Harbison is on. Elder, if you just say good morning and so people can see your face.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to YPC.
And then we have Minister Monique Robinson. She's got us trained to say Minister Mo. I forget her first name. So Minister Monique, if you would just say hello.
Good morning.
All right.
Welcome, everybody.
All right. And then our guest, who is Kina Evans, again, the CEO of Bully Talk. If she could just say hello, that'll be great.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me.
We're so glad that you are here. And this is our first time doing a live event like this. And the reason why is our subjects for a good 6 to 8 weeks have been on bullying. And we've been talking and taking the people from the Bible and putting true perspectives on the things that are happening. And then here you are, start company, getting and traveling all over. And so I wanted to take the opportunity to ask the first question that is tell us about Bully Talks.
Yes. Again, thank you for having me here. I'm honored and just so grateful. Yvonne been knowing me since I was a baby. So I just had to put that on the table. And so I'm already knowing you're so much joy just to see the growth from I'm what 8, 9, younger than that to seeing now 32-year-old running an anti-bullying nonprofit. It's called Bully Talk Inc. And we travel in the Bay Area. We do anti-bullying assemblies. And our main goal is to bring awareness to bullying. We know that we can't stop bullying, but we know that at least we can try to bring awareness to it as much as we can. I tell people all the time, that's what we do. And then we have now, which I'm really excited is we changed our theme to detective. So we have some live cast actors coming in to do some performances for our elementary kids. And so it's a really exciting journey that God has put me on right now in this path. So I'm really excited.
Oh, that is beautiful. Tell me, what is the ultimate goal for Bully Talks? Tell me what your ultimate goal. What are you reaching? What's the ultimate goal that you're trying to get to?
The ultimate, I love this question. I love this question. So my ultimate goal is I would say getting out of Cali, right? I know we're in California. My ultimate goal is to try to reach all over and be nationwide and not just a Cali thing because it's not just a one thing, right? Everyone needs bully talk, right? And everyone needs to be aware of it. So I really, just praying, I'm just really been in solitude and really praying and asking God to lead me into the spaces and rooms where I could do bully talk on the East Coast or Midwest, wherever, so it can travel out more.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Elder, you have any questions? Otherwise, I got more.
Go ahead, Doc, and then I'll chime in as offered. But immediately, I don't have.
Okay. How about you, Minister Mo?
So you say that you want to make it universally throughout as far as you can get and reach
Yes.
different cultures.
Yes.
So
Oh, for sure.
are you going to have it set to where it has like translational services for people that are in other countries and things like that? If they happen to chime in on the inlines and online?
Yes, yes. Currently, that's actually in the work. We are redoing our website now as well, where people can actually, if we don't make it to out of the country just yet, we're going to do some online gaming sites that's connected with bullying. We'll have some lesson plans on our website right now that will be connected to bullying. So just until we get to that point, we at least want to open it up for people who can have access. But also, we do have a translator, Spanish speaking translator, and we also have a deaf of hard of hearing translator as well for our deaf of hard of hearing community as well.
Wow.
Man, okay.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
And that's something.
All right.
Let me question. How do you identify a bully?
I try to make this clear because a lot of times people in our youth think that bullying is a one-time thing. So
Come on.
bullying is a repeated behavior. Just to be clear, and what that looks like, maybe hitting, kicking, pushing, whether it's social, spreading rumors, cyberbullying, but it's a repeated behavior. Because we have to have that heart too, where we are able to acknowledge someone doing something and they apologize and we move forward. And so I always try to make that clear with our youth. Someone can apologize. That doesn't mean they're a bully right away. Oh, he took my pencil. That's a bully. No, they
Right.
come and apologize to you. You had a conversation. We move forward. Now, if they keep doing that same thing every day, messing with you in different ways, that's what we would consider the bully. We got to accept the apology. You ain't got to accept it right away, but you just have to be able to open up and say, okay, they did apologize. And they haven't messed with me since. So just being clear, a bully is something that is a repeated behavior, and it can look like multiple different things, of course. And nowadays we have cyberbullying, which I know is the biggest thing in our generation for our youth, for sure.
Yeah. Yes. And I can tell you, just looking at, first of all, you telling us your age. Thank you so very much.
Oh,
Gee.
I sure did. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
That's amazing to have your own business right now at that age. That's amazing.
My
Thank
God.
you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. But yeah, I'm glad that you said that it's a repeated behavior because that's exactly what would transpire is it's not going to be one time. It's going to be continuous in a bully. That's very good. Let me ask this question. At what age do you think bullying starts at?
I would say in TK, it can start young. I've seen and watched videos already of babies
Yes.
pushing, taking stuff, and it starts off with just taking something from another kid. If a parent doesn't address that moment, or a teacher of saying you need to ask first before you just take, that kid will continuously just keep going up to the next person, taking toys, taking things. And so I would say it definitely starts in TK kinder. And having an awesome teacher that is addressing it in the classroom, but also at home as well. A parent saying, you cannot just take things from other kids, or whether it's taking a toy and just grabbing it, you have to acknowledge that and say, hey, you got to ask first. You can't just take that toy.
So it has a lot to do with, or could possibly, quote unquote, parents need to come on with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
To identify that if your kid is doing the same snatch and grab, you're allowing it to happen, that could be steps of or showing signs of a bully.
Yeah.
And that
Addressing it young.
behavior, because you, the parent, is allowing it to happen.
Thinking that it's cute and oh, look at that, look at that. That's
Yeah.
not cute.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Oh,
So
he's so cute, messing around playing. No, and then the play fighting as well for the young boys. I address that as well when I do my assemblies. Of you may play fight at home with your cousins, but you come to school, the play fighting cannot happen. Yeah. And I'm not going to take that away because I know you may do that at home, but you come to school and you do that to another kid. It's called boundaries, personal space, and then a retaliation of fighting and goes to a whole other situation. And so play fighting is another thing I talk about with the elementary schools as well, because I know at home looks different versus coming to school. And that's another thing I try to talk about as much as I can.
what's the age that you've started at? What in classrooms?
Oh man. I just recently did an assembly, TK and kinder, and that's when I was like, oh, I need to get some actors. That's right behind me. I said, okay, I need to cast these characters because for them it's a little different. Our assembly is a little different. We usually do first all the way to high school. We stop at ninth grade. Don't do seniors. I think the ninth grade, they want us to come more so the ninth grade so we can get them right in the beginning.
Yeah.
So, which they all will have that program when they become seniors. Oh, we have bully talk. We have bully talk. So that's when we stop at ninth grade. But TK and kinder, I usually don't do. But now we'll have actors. So I think that'll look different for them, for
Okay.
the babies.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Look a little different.
And
More
then
funner.
maybe as you grow that with those same actors when you get to the high school, because I think even 10th grade, you know what I mean? Not just
Yeah.
the
I
freshman,
agree.
but
I
10th
agree.
grade, because you take that behavior or you come or you get transferred in, you know what I mean? And you already have that kind of behavior because so much stuff happens in high school as well.
It does.
Know that you was just had the ninth grade, but this is phenomenal to me. I
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because
love.
I noticed with my granddaughter as a kinder, she's a bully.
Oh,
She
right.
is. We call her my bruiser because she takes things from people and she'll hit people and she'll pinch
Mhm.
them. And so I'm glad that you said that about TK and Kinder because I was like, am I really supposed to be calling her a bully? But she is because
Yeah.
she will do that. She will.
Grab, take, and like,
And
what?
then when the other child reacts, she reverts to the crying and I'm the little person.
Play the victim, but already as
Yes.
a kid, is
Yes.
that crazy?
Yes.
No,
So that's why I was like
no,
interested when you just said that about the TKs because I'm like, wow, okay, she is a bully. Okay.
Already, like, but I always tell kids to, you do not have to be a bully forever. So I always ask my question, who was a bully back in the day? And the kids will start raising their hand.
oh,
They're like, me, I was back in the day. Because you can change. You can change. And even just connecting it back to the Bible, and we know of quite a few disciples who have been through some stuff that has changed.
yes, and we all can change, and that's one of the things that we need to do. We are showing from a Bible's perspective. We're showing the different types of behaviors that actually show those that bullying tendencies, and just hearing and what you're doing and things can just helps us identify that it starts early. It's not when you get older. This is
Mhm.
something you grow up with.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and so I am loving that you are going into the schools. Y'all have to understand. Miss Kina was so shy.
And quiet, quiet. There's not talking at all. Ooh.
Oh, at
Oh, man.
all. And so this is huge. This is huge. Okay. Anybody else have another question before I go
Yeah,
to it?
I do. Now, I wanted to know, sis, how you're going into it at an early age. Now you're seeing that as the world isn't waiting for our youth to grow to a certain age to try to impress upon them and to woo them to the world view that we must to be there to be a stopgap and to try to prevent it. What are you communicating to the youngsters to actually be on that front end to not even have it happen, if you will? How are you addressing that as they come in? Because there's a lot of youth and young. If you're doing TKs and pre-Ks,
Yeah.
then there's some of those individuals that aren't really exposed to it. So how are you introducing that info to those youngsters?
Yeah, so I would say for me being a special ed teacher, and I'm so grateful I've been through this experience, we had to learn how to modify assignments and works that were for just gen ed kids. So I had to learn how to modify it so it can be as simple as possible, but they still get that same grade. They still get that same level of teaching, right? So with our elementary kids, I try to make it really simple of identifying the terms of what's a bully, a victim, a bystander, and upstander. And our keyword is upstander, where you can be the upstander and you go and let a teacher know what's going on, what's happening. You don't just keep letting it going. And then also breaking down what physical looks like, what verbal. In our PowerPoints, we break those down. We show a clip of what that looks like, what verbal looks like, what physical, what cyber looks like, because now cyber is on Roblox and Fortnite. So I'll have to learn that as I'm going through these schools when I ask those questions and they all start just oh yeah, we been on. They go crazy when I bring up, how many of you been on Fortnite in here? And they all raising their hand. They're going crazy. And then I found out on Fortnite, now you have to do a photo of yourself. I don't know. Am I right? Okay, Minister, she know. Okay, so you got to take a picture. It's just a lot going on. And then there's chat conversations for element
Yes.
kids.
Whoa.
Never been like, we had Nintendo. I was around with Nintendo, GameCube. I know PlayStation was out when I was, of course, when I was around, but it was never that intense for kids to be like at a younger age. PlayStation. I didn't have a GameCube until I was about 12 or 11. And so these kids that I'm in assembly are like, they're on TikToks, they're doing dances. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with it, but I'm saying they're already connected to a phone.
Yeah.
In our generation, we were at church.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
choir, having choir rehearsal. I'm being honest. So now it's a little different. But that's my goal, is to I implement it. I modify it as basic as I can and try to connect to what they know, which is the Fortnite, the TikToks, the all of these things. And when you do see those things, you let an adult, you call your parent in the room right away. Don't
Right.
keep playing the game and just, they said this
Right.
word and you don't know that word. You come in, you go run in there and go get your mom, say, Mom, what word is this? I never heard
Right.
this word before. Or dad or whoever. That's what I always say to them. And I'm like, parents, your parents should be there when you playing these type of games, or at least in the space. Maybe you're not exactly sitting next to them, but you're seeing what they're doing. I think it connects back to what Yvonne was saying, like being as a parent too, and just knowing what your child is doing, just not letting
Yeah.
them. It's so hard to express it because it's also the parent, but it's also Bully Talk is trying to, like I said, I can't change everything, but Bully Talk is definitely trying to implement that for our middle school and high schoolers. It's different. It's way more in depth. We do talk about suicide and what that, how that can happen and what that looks like for someone. And then we also have a therapist on site with us now, even with the elementary kids all the way to high school. So we have what we call a care team, which comes with me when I travel to these schools. So that way, if someone is going through a crisis situation, Miss Danny is her name, she can pull a kid out and have a conversation with them. We do our PowerPoint presentation, then we stop and we do what's called a breakout group, and we ask them 4 questions that are connected with bullying. What does bullying look like at your school? Is racism a form of bullying? Who's the trusted adult you trust on campus? We want them to write that, because I don't take the worksheets, the reflection sheets, I give it back to the school. This is your climate, your school climate. Go through these questions. See how many kids said, I don't know what racism is. See how many kids said, oh, racism is the N word, or oh, racism is this or that. See how many kids wrote who's their trusted adult on campus. If everybody is writing a security guard, hello, we might need to figure out, okay, what is the security guard doing to allow all these kids to tell they personal conversations to? So just those type of things and that's only directly for middle school and high school. Elementary, like I said, is more so of just a basic PowerPoint. We do a worksheet with them where they do their 5 ways to stop bullying with a hand, and then they color in, they do a little drawing. But it's a little different, but yeah, we going deep with middle school and high
That's
school.
great. That's great. That's what I was looking for. I'm like, how in depth can you go with a youngster?
I
And it sounds
know.
like you're very intensive
Yeah.
with the younger group, meaning that you are educating them. So you're taking them and you're saying, hey, if you haven't been exposed, now you're getting exposed to this word means. And then you're also involving them, giving them something physically to attach those words to, and you're keeping it simple.
Trying to.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I had, you mentioned quite a bit of information, but I had a question on the definition of the word. I think you mentioned upward or
Up standard.
up
Yeah.
standard. Yes, that's the first time I've ever heard the word upstander.
Oh, okay.
As far as in this context. So can you give us a definition of what that means or in contrast to someone that's not upstandard, if you
Yeah,
will?
yeah. And I always tell the kids to, we are always bystanders. We may be at a concert and it's a fight that break out. That's us being a bystander. We're not going to jump into the fight because we don't know. One, I don't say this to the elementary kids, but to our middle school and high schoolers, They may have a knife, they may have a gun. You don't know what may happen, but at that moment, you become an upstander when you call 911. You become an upstander, right? So when you're on campus, it's a little different. There may be an altercation and they're fighting. Instead of pulling out your phone and recording the fight, at that moment, you go and tell an adult. You tell the cafeteria lady, the custodian, whoever at that moment. And so I tell them all the time, we all have been bystanders. The teachers raise their hand in the room in the space too and say, we've been bystanders before. What has happened? We didn't know what to do. And I've been a bystander before back in the day. I'm like, do I do something? Do I not? But yeah, so a bystander turns into an upstander when we have the kids do some acting and skits on set too, and we give them a scenario. And so they're standing there. They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna just be the bystander." And I whisper to them like, "Hey, go get a teacher from the audience. Go get a teacher. Don't just stand here and watch them." And then the kid will run and go get one of the teachers from the audience, and then they would engage in the acting. But yeah, so the
Awesome.
goal, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That's good.
We will pick up next with Bully Talk with a question from Minister Monique Robertson. Thank you for joining us today. This has been a wonderful journey with Bully Talks. We appreciate our special guests, Kina Evans. I am Pastor Yvonne Joshua, Elder Eric Harbison, and Associate Minister Monique Robertson from Word Assembly Antioch. Don't forget to check out Bully Talks on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Miss Kina Evans has also authored a powerful book titled Courage in the Halls, available at Barnes & Noble and Amazon. If you're interested in having Miss Kina Evans make a live appearance, please visit her website at www.bullytalkinc.org. Thank you for watching, and remember, together we can make a difference.
Who are we? What do we do? Learn God's word. We come together, ready to grow, learning His truth everywhere we go. Jesus is with us, guiding our way, helping us shine every single day. This is YPC. We stand strong, walking